Hello and welcome to today's masterclass.
Hey
My name
everyone.
is Tamsin. Hi, I'm here with co-founder of UpHub, Saskia. We're going to tell you all about us very shortly. But first of all, a bit about this masterclass. So today's title for the masterclass is Gateway to Accountability and Community Building. Now, this is a topic that is really exciting and something that as a coach or an entrepreneur or business owner, you might be thinking, do you know what? What do I offer my audience now? Do I offer them a mastermind? Do I offer them a group coaching program? Do I offer them a membership, maybe? We're here to talk about all of that, aren't we, Saskia? It's going to be a
Well,
fab masterclass.
it's going to be amazing, and so a lot. So I think we should start with an introduction, but I'm too excited. Um, so I am Saskia, uh, the co-founder of UpHub Mastermind, and at UpHub Mastermind we help our members up-level their business with cash, and with cash we mean connection, accountability, support, and habits. And one of the most the one most asked questions that we get is actually from coaches who ask us, I've been doing the one-to-one for a while now. My agenda is fully booked, and I am ready to take my business to the next level. I want to go from one-to-one to one-to-many, but I don't know how, and I don't know which one is right for me. I have heard about memberships, group programs, masterminds. Which one is the right one for me, and how do I do it then? So those are actually the two things we are going to talk about today. How do you find the right tribe for you? How do you find the right program for your tribe? And then if that's a mastermind, so really mastermind experts, if that's a mastermind, we're going to tell you all about how to set up a mastermind to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, that your members will completely fall in love with it. Because that's what it's all about, right, Tamsin?
Absolutely, absolutely. Additionally, it's also got to fit for you. So running a mastermind is time consuming. And so whatever you choose, whatever path you choose to go down, it absolutely has to be right for your business. And not only do we run masterminds for coaches, so we run done for you masterminds, we support people setting up masterminds, all of that jazz. We also have masterminds full of entrepreneurs, and the main piece of advice that we give them week in, week out, day in, day out is it's got to fit for you. It's got to sit right for you. So we're very good, and me and Saskia talk about this a lot, about shiny object syndrome. We're very good as business owners. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm going to do this. Oh, this looks good. I want to go in this direction. But actually, we bring you back to, is that right for your business? So it might be that you've seen your competitors or people that are in the same space as you going down the mastermind route, and whilst that is absolutely fabulous for some people, it might not be right for you. It might not fit with your business because actually you might be really, really, really busy, or actually you might be wanting to go in a different direction. So, um, introduction. Saskia is has introduced herself. The amazing Saskia is my co-founder, my business bestie. She is my absolute support network, the person that I go to all the time. And actually, what we've got a little bit of a story. So I think actually let's tell our story, shall we?
I
Because
think it would be good so that everyone knows who we are and how did we actually came to start a mastermind.
yeah, absolutely. So rewind back not that long ago, but rewind back to about a year and a half ago, so beginning of 2020. And so we are part of a membership group. So whilst we run a mastermind, we are part of a membership group. We're also part of a group coaching program, so we can see the benefits of all of them. We're part of a membership group together, and Saskia at the time was hosting a show called the Entrepreneur Suite Startup Talk,
Yeah, that was it.
and that's the one. And she put a Facebook post out saying, "Hey, does anybody want to come and be a guest on my show?" And I was like, "Yes, I love talking. I like the sound of this lady. I want to come and be a guest on her show."
Yeah, and that's how it started. And so we had a great time on the show, I interviewed Tamsin about her other business as the interview cheerleader and as the founder of the people-centric business. And sometimes, not often, but sometimes you just find someone and it just clicks. It's like it's like you've known each other so long, even though you just met. It's kindred souls kind of stuff.
Right.
And afterwards we were like, this was fun. It would be a shame if this was just it. And in that membership, they actually also run a accountability buddy program where you could sign up and, find your accountability buddy. And we both signed up and we posted on Facebook like, "Oh, I signed up. I hope I find a nice buddy." And we saw each other's posts and we were like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Let's just create our own. Let's just be each other's accountability buddies. And that's how it started. And we had such a great time, but we also grew our businesses, and we provided that support network, that somebody you can turn to, somebody says, I need to do this week, I need to take my business in this direction. And together we created, planned, hold each other accountable, supported each other, cheerled each other, and just saw our businesses skyrocket. For me, it was because of the support that I had from Saskia. There was this person there that wanted me to succeed, and that she would look at me each week if I hadn't done what I said I was going to do, and say, "Right, we're going to put actions in place. You're going to do that. It's going to happen." And so, whilst it was all fun and games, it was hard work. I was being challenged. I was being pushed to achieve, and I did. And I said to Saskia, I said, "Oh, yeah, I keep looking about seeing all these things about masterminds, and I've had done a little bit of research, and oh my gosh, did you know that some masterminds are like $50,000 a year? Oh my gosh!" And we got talking about masterminds and how great it would be to be part of a mastermind, and then we looked at each other, didn't we?
Absolutely. Well, we looked at each other and we were like, you know what we should do? And it just clicked because we were already hosting a mini mastermind with just the two of us. We already held each other accountable. We had an amazing connection. We supported each other through thick and thin, and we helped each other create habits to keep growing your business, to keep going further, to make the next step. And that was the start of an amazing journey to start up Up Mastermind. And it's just wonderful. It's a roller coaster ride, but it's just amazing to do. And I think with a mastermind, a lot of people are actually like, what is a mastermind and how is it different from a membership, and how is it different from an online program? So I think maybe first let's dive into what is a mastermind actually. What do we do inside a pub mastermind, and then we'll take it further from there, right, Tamsin?
Absolutely. So, what is a mastermind? Well, to me, and we're going to tell you what Up Mastermind is, because we don't know much about what other people's masterminds look like. We've been part of some. We've heard our members and people tell us about others. So we know what the foundation of mastermind is, but actually what we give in Up Hub is a little bit more. But basically, a mastermind is a group of people who come together regularly, the same people, where you can build friendships, connections, and you can really get to know each other. And by getting to know each other, you support each other, you challenge each other, you share, you coach each other. You have this, I equate to it of, think about when you're, if you ever worked for a corporate organization and you have a team of people that you can cry with, laugh with, share with, be challenged with. That's what a mastermind is for entrepreneurs. It's a group of people that just want you to succeed unconditionally. There's no selling to each other. There's no pitching to each other. There is literally just this group of people who have got your back.
Absolutely. So a mastermind is really intense.
Yeah.
It's daily contact with each other. It's daily inspiration. It's weekly accountability sessions. It's monthly masterclasses. It's quarterly goal setting sessions. It's intense, and that's typically also why the price tag is higher, because masterminds, they can vary from just, you have the a mastermind can be, it can be extremely expensive, but it's also that also, shifts out to people who are actually really serious about it. So the people in a master, how a membership typically has a lower price ticket, and then you have a lot of people who are just lurkers or not really engaging in the community. In a mastermind, because of the higher price ticket, it's actually often the case that people are invested in what they're doing. They're paying the price for it, but they want to show up for it. And they want you to show up for it as well, because you make the mastermind together. And that
And you
means,
have to show up. Sorry, Saskia, just before you move on, you have to show up. You have to do the work.
yeah,
And we have an application process for anybody to enter into Up Pub Mastermind, whether it's the coaches or people coming into the mastermind. And one of the questions we say is, you have to work hard. You can't just say, I'm going to pay you money each week and month and year, but I'm not going to turn up. I'm not going to do the stuff, because you will then, if our members say they're going to do something and they don't, they say they're going to turn up and they don't, we are in their inbox or in their messages. We get on a call with them. We make sure they are doing what they need to do, because at the end of the day, they need to see a return on their investment. But the only way they're going to do that is by working hard. And we have to be on top of that. We have to be really drilling down on every single one of our members to make sure that week on week on week, they are doing what they need to do to go in the direction they want to go in. After all, it's their business, it's their goals, it's their plans. But if they tell us they're going to do something, oh my gosh, they're going to do it. Unless, of
absolutely.
course, things change. But then we have that conversation.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the most common myths for people who are starting a mastermind, who want to host a mastermind. It's they think it's a mastermind. You know what? I'm gonna put people together and tell them to talk to each other, and then poof, it will
Yep.
happen and it'll be good. And everyone is happy, and I'll be paid every month for it. And there are a lot of those masterminds, sadly, but you don't really get the progress and results that your members are looking for. So, although it could be a quick win or a quick way to, check out the waters of a mastermind,
Yep.
we actually don't recommend going that route, because you want to give your members, your audience, a product that speaks for you, that's is giving them the change they want, that is giving them the business transformation they want. And that means, it's as a host, it's putting in the effort, it's being there
Mhm.
for your members, it's following up on their every step. But that's also, of course, one of the rewarding thing of it, of course, is that when you see that magic happen, is
Oh,
when you've been working intensely with your members for months and months, and you see their business grow, and you see their confidence grow, and you see them starting collaborating and working together with them. That is just the most amazing feeling in the world, right, Tamsin?
absolutely, absolutely. And it really sets our soul alight. Like, it makes us really, really excited seeing that. And I also love it when we collaborate with coaches. So we work with coaches, and we host masterminds on behalf of coaches. And the coaches do all of their magic and create all this fabulous stuff as part of maybe a group program or one-to-one coaching. And they are literally, I'm in absolute awe of all the coaches that we work with, because what they do for their coachees. And then we come in and we support all of that great stuff that they do in those sessions. And we just make sure that people get things done and they do what they need to do. So, actually, a mastermind can really complement a group coaching program or a one-to-one coaching program, but it's got to be done the right way. There's no point in saying, right, okay, we're going to jump on a call every single week at this time and do nothing in between, because they're not going to do the stuff. They're either not going to turn up to the call, or they're not going to do the stuff. And so it complements each other very well. only if it's done the right way. We've heard so many horror stories about it not being done the right way. And so that's enabled us to really create a platform that works.
Absolutely. And I think before we go more into how to run a mastermind and how we do that different within UpHub, maybe let's also look at other online programs, because we've spoken about memberships, we've spoken about coaching, we've spoken about what is a mastermind. And the thing is, there isn't one of the three that's the ultimate way. It's just not. It depends on who are you as a person, what kind of business do you have, and what is the right way to find your tribe, or to find the right platform for your audience. Because both a membership, a mastermind, an online program have their places and can have their places in their business. It's just really dependent on what is it that you want to achieve, how much effort, time do you want to spend into that, and how do you want to help your audience, of course.
Absolutely. And what do your audience need? Do they need to be coming onto a call with you every single week? Do they need to be going on a call with other people every single week? Or do they just not need a call at all? It's also about your audience and what they're after.
Absolutely. So let's start with a membership, because that's how Tamsin and I, that's how we met.
Mm.
So a membership is typically a large group of people who all follow the course, who all follow. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
Like
A
a program.
membership.
If you follow a program or it's you join a membership, either a business membership or a marketing membership or a weight loss membership or something. There's a reason that you've signed
Yeah,
up to this
you all have
membership.
this common goal.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's typically one trainer, one coach, who has this whole information vault, content vault, with master classes, with courses, with printables or challenges or whatever it is. And it's you as a member, you go through it in a DIY style. The moment you need a class on something, you look it up in that content file and you take it. Now, the challenge there, of course, is what I like to call, or what we like to call, progressive learning. That you're like, I first need to learn all these things, and then I'll apply it to my business. And then, of course, you start a course and you never finish the course. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I have so many courses on 25, 30%, where it's like, oh, it's good stuff, but I think I have the most of the gist now. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go on and do the next thing, because shiny object syndrome. And that's really the thing with a membership. It's good for the do it yourself part. It's great if you want to connect with a large group of people, but the accountability is all in your corner. So you have to keep yourself accountable. You have to, you have to keep yourself on track on what it is that you want to get out of it.
Absolutely. And yeah, I really love being part of a membership. I've never run a membership group myself, but I do love being part of a membership. But it's hard work. It's hard work. It takes a lot of effort, but you can, with a membership, have people that come in and run your membership for you. So, kind of VAs or social media managers, they can come in and they can run that for you. They can upload your masterclasses, upload your courses. They can manage your social media just to make sure that everybody is behaving, because sometimes in memberships, people don't behave, do they?
Yeah, and so you really need a good community manager, and either you can do that, or you can, of course, outsource it to a VA or something like. But yeah, that's the community is, of course, a lot. It's huge in a membership. You have memberships of over 10,000 people in there, and they all want to be able to say their say while still keeping that culture that you want to have in your membership.
And a membership is, it can be seen as a great sales funnel. So it can be great because you can build this community that then want to buy from you more. And a lot of coaches have memberships so that they can then have people buy their group coaching programs or their one-to-one programs. You can also do networking, where you get people together and jump on Zoom calls and network. We've been part of networking opportunities where there's 300 people on a networking call, which is amazing. So memberships are great, and they're great from a perspective of a member, but also the perspective of a coach that runs a membership. A lot of our members in UpHub Mastermind, they run
They have
my mind's gone black now.
well, they also run memberships because the great thing about a membership is if you set up the technical stuff in the right way, it's extremely scalable. You can have your content vault. People can enter whenever they go, or they can leave whenever they go. You add them to a Facebook group or a Slack group, and you're there.
They don't need much attention either, do they? Like they don't need much one-to-one attention in a membership.
Absolutely, it's typically, and I think that's also one of the distinctions that we should make as a coach or as the one who is running the membership. You have to ask yourself, what do you thrive in? Do you like sitting in front of your screen, recording the masterclass of the month, recording different sessions that you want to plan, broadcasting out a Q&A session where people can type in their questions in a comment box? Or do you really want to be in those, do you want to have a one-to-one call, or do you want to have a call with people on the other side, not just 3,000 people who are listening in, but actually talking to people, having that two-way conversation? What is it that your business is doing? How can I help you today? And that's something, some people, they actually don't like doing the whole recording thing. It's like you don't get the feedback. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? I'd rather just sit here and talk with someone and help them personally. And with a membership, it's more about having master classes that helps everyone. So it's more general, less in depth versus a mastermind, because then it's really about your business, their business, and how can you help them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we've spoken there about memberships. We've obviously spoken a lot about masterminds, which we will come on to more about as well. What about a group coaching program? Because I do find that people are confused about a group coaching program versus a mastermind. And we've had conversations with new members that are coming into UpHub. They joined what they thought was going to be a mastermind, but it was actually a group coaching program. Or they've joined a group coaching program expecting one thing, and it turns out to be something else. So a group coaching program. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So a group coaching program is typically a learning program with a clear start and finish. So in a membership, in a mastermind, you typically can stay as long as you pay the monthly bill or the yearly bill or the periodically bill. But a group coaching program is typically a clear, we start then, it's a 12-week program or a 16-week or an 8-week or something along those lines. But that's when you learn on a specific topic. So looking at business topics, it could be about social media, quick grow. It could be about setting up your next offer. It could be about finding the next way to level up your business. It's really specific for one thing. And you typically have a smaller group. So you have a whole launch event up front. A certain number of people sign up, and that's the people that you work with during that time frame in which the coach will give a weekly lesson or a weekly masterclass. You go out, you apply it to your business, and next week you come back, and the coach, it's typically not pre-recorded, those sessions, but in the next session the coach will ask you in that group session, like, hey, how are you doing? How can I help you? And on you go to the next lesson of that week.
That's it. And it's the coach that's doing the coaching. So this is the key difference between a mastermind and a group coaching program. So with a group coaching program, the coach is pretty much the only one talking, and they talk to each person individually. There's not a lot of interaction between the people on the program. It's you come to the call each week or fortnight, you ask your questions to the coach responds, and then they move on to the next person. And it's typically people are on that same journey. So people will start at the same time, and you might have people coming in as well throughout the program, but there's a journey that the coach is going to take you on, because he's taking you from A to B, and everybody on that program is going on that journey together.
Yeah, so what you see there as said, in a mastermind, it's more about people helping each other, creating that synergy. In a group coaching, it's more about you and your members, you one-on-one with them, and you don't see that mingling between members that much. I mean, Thames and I, we've both been in group coaching programs. Sometimes you have a few members where it's like, hey, I have a connection with you. Maybe we can, I can be a guest on your podcast and you can come on my show. And, then there's a little bit of collaboration. But what you see at the end of the coaching program, typically when the program stops, then, everyone flies away again and you continue on from there. And another thing that you need to keep into account as someone who is hosting the group program, every time you do that, you launch a new program, you have the whole launch event up front. So say you want to do 3 group coaching programs in a year, then every 4 months you have the whole thing of defining what is that you're going to do, launching it, running the program itself, and then the next and then follow up on that, do the whole thing over and over again. And that can be good. I mean, some people love doing launches, and they one coaching program can be about this topic, and then the next one can follow up on that, and the next one follows up on that. In a mastermind, because people are longer in there, the value only stacks when they're in there, because the longer they work together, the more they grow together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with a group coaching program, it's very easy as a member, so somebody buying that group coaching program, to see whether it's worked or not. You can say, okay, so I've been taking the journey from A to B, and you either do the work and achieve what you're being told to do, or you don't. And I think because the coach is experienced in a certain area, that's what you're paying for, their expertise in that certain area. So if, for example, you are going on a group coaching program to lose weight, you say, okay, I want to lose a stone by, and then the coach will tell you, okay, you need to do this, bam, you've lost it. With a mastermind, actually, because there's not that structure of just one area of experience that the coach is providing, it's different for everybody. If you're running a mastermind, you have to make sure your people are seeing that return on investment. And so you have to really drill down into what it is they want to achieve and be really intentional and get to really, really, really know them to the extent that you know what they're doing every single day and you're almost checking up to make sure they're achieving it. And that can be really time consuming. I think with a group coaching program, whilst you have to be visible and you have to be running those calls for them every week, fortnight, whatever you decide, you can create a platform where they can go and just download the things they need to do each week. You're not as hands-on as you are in a mastermind. In a mastermind, you have to be hands-on with every single person every single day for it to really work.
Yeah, definitely. And well, looking at the most important thing about knowing, of course, we've talked about the 3 different things now. What is a mastermind? What is a membership? What is a group coaching program? The thing is, all 3 can have an enormous benefit for your business, but the question really is what is it that your audience need? How are you going to help them achieve that? And that could be with a membership, that could be with a group program or a mastermind, but it really depends. So if your audience has questions about one specific topic and they really want to have a set out, path forward, then a group coaching program could be the best. If you have a ton of content that you can put online that everyone will love, you can easily turn it into a membership and grow the community from there. If you really want to have that intensive contact with your members and help them and let them help each other create that synergy, then a mastermind would be the best thing for you, perhaps.
Yeah, that's a great summary, actually, Saskia, of those, because they are very, very different. There's no reason why you can't have all 3 or a hybrid of them. But if an individual or an entrepreneur is expecting a mastermind, you can't give them a group coaching program. If they're expecting a group coaching program, you can't give them a membership. It has to be very clear what they're signing up for, and that the difference between all 3, once you understand it, is very clear. We do have a lead magnet. We drop the link to which it's designed for entrepreneurs who are figuring out where they want to go. But actually, it will probably help all of you if you're deciding, okay, so how am I going to help my audience? What's the best way to help them? And that will answer some questions that you might have to decide actually whether you want to go down the membership, group coaching, or mastermind route. So we'll make sure we drop that in there. But ultimately, I think you need to ask yourself, what do my audience want? What is their goal? Are they working collectively towards an end goal? Are they, do they want something that's quite cheap and cheerful? They want to network, they want to sell to each other, they want to just soak up as much information as possible? Or do they want something that's a lot more eyes on their business and a lot more personal and a lot more time consuming, hard working, but actually they're going to really see an increase and up level in their business? And so it's quite difficult, isn't it, Saskia, to think, what on earth, what can I provide my audience with that they're going to want? And do you know what the easiest way to do that is?
What is?
Ask them.
Yeah, ask them.
Ask them what they want. Conduct market research.
Exactly. And that's really dependent on, your audience. What kind of niche are you in? What kind of people are is so typically if you have people who are just starting up their business, they don't want to spend hundreds of dollars every month to start up to be in a mastermind just to figure out if they should start up a business. Then maybe a group coaching program or a membership is the best thing. If you're already established in your business, you love doing that, and you want to grow further, then a mastermind could just be the thing for you. With a weight loss program, it could be better to have just a program that follows along, because let's be honest, no one wants to have the foreshadowing of I am going to lose weight for years and years to come via this membership. That's just not how it works, and typically a group coaching program will work better for you. So as Tamsin said, we have an amazing freebie. It's the ultimate guide to find your tribe. It's aimed at entrepreneurs to find their tribe, but it has a very good comparison between the three, and it will really help you if you're looking at it from your audience perspective. It will absolutely help you get clarity on what it is of one of the three that will help your audience best, and that's best for you.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, it's all about what our audience wants, isn't it? There's no point doing any of this stuff if we're not giving our audience what they want. So that will help you to figure that out. Okay, so we have covered online programs. If you have any questions on any of this, we will talk about this a bit more at the end, but if you have any questions, we're here to answer your questions. So we will give you the link. Everything you need will be in the notes of this masterclass. You'll find the ways to be able to contact us. Please just jot your questions down and reach out to us, and we'll answer those questions for you.
Yeah, even though this is not live this time, doesn't mean that we're not here for you guys. So if you have any questions, or if you're just excited that you want to share that, hey, you want to do a masterclass, let us know. Our contact details are added with this video, and we would love to know. And also, if it's just if you find out I want to do a membership, great. Then we're happy to know that we've helped you today. Okay, so we've talked about memberships, online programs, mastermind, their difference. And now say that after this story, you think to yourself, well, a mastermind, that is it for me. Then the next question, of course, is how do you set up a mastermind? How do you go about that? And as up until now, Tamsin and I always had in this conversation we told you up until the moment that we decided to start a mastermind. But let's dive a little bit deeper on how to do the thing, how to set up a mastermind. And
yeah, we didn't realize when we decided to set up UpHub, we didn't realize how much time and effort would go into the behind the scenes and the getting it right before we launched. It was 6 months plus of hard work to get it right.
Yeah, we really wanted to do the right preparation. And I think that's in the whole how to set up a mastermind, the first thing that you have to have crystal clear is what will you do to make it unique, to make your audience fall completely in love with it. And that's also one of the reasons that Thames and I, we took our time to get this right, because we're passionate about this stuff. We want to make sure that the whole member journey is just amazing. That the moment they decide, I want to join, that they feel welcome, that they feel in safe space, that they know this is the right place for me. And the thing here is, this differs per mastermind. So it all depends on what kind of platform do you use, what is your messaging, what is your marketing strategy, what is your whole branding. Everything you do should be in such a way that it ensures that your members know this is made by this person, by you, and I love it.
Absolutely. It's and this is something that we really focus on when we're collaborating with coaches. We're very clear that we are there to support, and their uniqueness stays. What attracts their audience to them, that stays, and that's something that we weave throughout all of the masterminds, because that's what's important. You need to, as with all marketing, all sales, anytime you're pitching your business, it's your USP, it's your unique selling point that needs to be weaved through this mastermind as well that you're considering starting up. It's not just a case of sending a Zoom link, this is the time of meeting, jump on the call. There's a lot more behind the scenes that actually helps to weave that golden thread and that sprinkle of magic that you bring to your community.
Absolutely. And so the moment you have it, what we would recommend, make a big vision board. Write down everything it is that your mastermind has, how it should look like the first year, the 5th year, the 10th year. Because remember, masterminds are here for the long term. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna do a mastermind for 3 months and then I'm done with the mastermind. That's the value of a mastermind is really the long-term game. So make sure that it's crystal clear for you, what is it that you want to achieve. And then the next step, it's all about strategy. So you have your vision. Now, how are you going to achieve that? How are you going to make sure that people find you, that your members can sign up in a way that they already know, like, ooh, I'm excited. How do you make sure that when they're onboarded, that they're like, ooh, this sounds amazing, happy to be here? How do you know that? How are you going to keep your community active? Because that's typically one huge challenge. The moment someone joins, the first thing they think is, I'm gonna wait it out. I'm just gonna not be too active yet, because this is new. You're in a big new community, or you're in a new community. How people can feel like, what, I'm entering an established order. I'm just gonna wait it out. And as a coach, you do not want that. You want everyone to be engaged. You want everyone to be participating. So think about what it is that you can do to already get those people engaged. What is one thing, one easy win that your new member can do, that they're already knowing, okay, this is fun. I'll engage more, because engagement creates more engagement.
Absolutely. And they need to see something immediate. So, have you ever signed up for something where you've invested a lot of money, you're excited, you're looking forward to it, you've signed up for it, and then you don't receive anything? There's no welcome email, there's no onboarding, there's no communication, there's no nothing until kind of the next business working day or even later. And so you need to have that automation in place. You need to have the systems and the strategies in place that welcome anybody that's onboarded the second they onboard. Because if you don't, and I've been, I'm quite me personally, because I've got a huge customer service corporate background. If something isn't as I expect it to be, you've lost me. So if I sign up to something and I don't get a welcome, especially if I spent a lot of money, we're delighted to have you here, welcome, all of that stuff. If I don't have something pretty soon, I'm like, what have I just spent all this money on? So
Yeah.
you need to make sure, even if you're not doing it and you're not, it might be that it's the weekend, it's Christmas, you're on holiday, whatever it is, you need to have something in place to make sure that whoever's paying you money gets that, oh my gosh, you're amazing, thank you, I love you, you're here, we're going to make this difference together.
Yeah. And I think you're hitting on a very important point there, Tamsin, and that's also one of the reasons why you need to take your time upfront when setting up your mastermind. It's the tech side, because let's be honest, there are so many ways to there's more than enough tech platforms to host your mastermind, but which one really makes sure that your
Mm.
members fall in love with you? I mean, there are masterminds in Facebook groups. You can do that. Personally, if I see a mastermind and there's one of their sales points is we're in a Facebook group, you've lost me, because it's nice if for a membership, fine, it's loose connections, sure, but in a Facebook group for a mastermind, it's not really. It's the thing with Facebook is when I'm on Facebook, I see posts from everything,
Yeah.
from
Yeah. I'm being sold to,
from
basically.
everything that you follow. So it's super easy for your members to get distracted, and distracted members will not be kept accountable. It's just not happening. So we really took our time to figure out what is the best platform to use, and we actually decided well, as you might imagine, we decided we're not going to do Facebook. We started with Slack as the communication platform. We're off Slack now because we didn't love them enough. It's great. Slack's great, especially for in workplaces and such. It was not good enough for our mastermind. It was not the complete member experience that we wanted our members to have. So we really made sure that
Yeah.
the whole tech is in support of their vision, of the strategy, of having that members journey as amazing as possible.
And that's a really, really good point, because you have to have systems and strategies. And I was very naive with the amount of systems and strategies that we would need. I thought it would just be a case of, we're there. But no, there's a lot of bricks that need placing on the foundation to really make something fabulous. But it's like Saskia's touched on, we went down one route, and then we've gone down a different route, and we've taken our members on this journey. And it's okay if you choose something and maybe that doesn't fit, and then you might want to change in the future. That's okay. It doesn't matter. But you have to have the systems, you have to have something in place and the system there to really, really make it work. It isn't just about how you're going to onboard the email sequence, the platforms you're going to be using, how you're going to get them on the calls each week, how you're going to remind them about the calls each week. It isn't just about that. It's also about what tools are you going to provide them with, how are you going to make sure they're doing what they say they're going to be doing, how are you going to check up with them daily, how are you going to put something in place that if somebody's really struggling, how are you going to support them? What are you going to do? This isn't coaching. This isn't coaching them. This is how you're going to support them, cheerlead them, and lift them up and let them make their own decision. This is about being that support network. How are you going to do that? How are you going to make sure that support network is different from a coaching program? Because this isn't a coaching program.
No. And well, as we said, one key pillar at UpHub is habits. So we made sure that we have a whole system, a productivity system in place to keep each other accountable, to have that support in place, and to make sure that our members keep going. Because, when you sign up for something new and you're like, yes, I am going to do the thing, and then you're at that 25%, 30% mark, you're like, oh, this is getting tough. And then, it's you start with excuses. I couldn't do my work this week because my cat was looking weird at me. How do you make sure that you as a coach will get through to your members and to make sure, like, hey, I know this is tough, but stick to it and you will get the results. And another thing that's also in a mastermind really important in your community is to make sure that you are able to ask the difficult questions. I've been in different kind of memberships, and sometimes you're out of luck, or the Instagram is not doing what you want Instagram to do, or it's not just really happening, and you post in a group like, hey, I'm having some struggles here and there, and the most thing you get back is just, no, just go, just go, just go, just go. And in a mastermind, we actually advocate to also ask the difficult questions, like, okay, why isn't it not doing? Have you given it the chance to do what it should do? have you actually thought about, setting it up on the right way on the front side, so that you now know what you're doing and that you have a good sales funnel set up? It's when members get a shiny object syndrome, where it's like, if I would post in a typical membership like, hey, I'm thinking to do TikTok, could be a thing, then typically everyone's like, yay, TikTok, why not? Versus in a mastermind, we ask our members, sure, why do you want to do a TikTok? Is your audience there? If you're selling to corporate clients who are mostly all on LinkedIn, you can go to TikTok, but what is it that you want to get out of there? So it's not just being about, yeah, you go whatever it is that you do and go and run in the fire. It's also thinking with your members, knowing their businesses, knowing what they want to achieve, what if they have a new idea, or if they have an idea or a way to change their course, to actually help them, think in the mirror, or think out loud, is this actually right for me?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's also, we have quite hard conversations. We're very honest. If we see something that maybe, my key one at the moment that I say to a lot of our members is, do you have a call to action on everything that you put out into the world? Do you have that call to action? And you see them, well, I do on this, but I don't know. Okay, you need to have that call to action on every single one of your posts. It seems very, very obvious, but it's about picking out the obvious and making sure people are doing it, challenging them to make sure they're doing it, because by doing it, that's the only way they're going to achieve. And as a mastermind host, you're there to facilitate, to guide, to support, and I suppose also to mentor. This isn't a coaching session. This is very different to a coaching session. It's helping people to make sure they do the stuff and they get it done.
Yeah. So a mastermind is, where a coaching session is typically like, this is what you're gonna do. You're learning something new. Your members are learning something new. A mastermind is typically about execution, following up on it, making sure that whatever it is that your members learn, that they actually apply it. Because, it would be a waste that you learn them amazing new things and that then they don't do something with it, or they only do it half and it's not giving the results. And then they think to themselves, oh, well, that coach, it just didn't give the right results to me, even though your content is good and is amazing.
Absolutely. And that leads on nicely to, after everything that we've spoken about and all the things that we've bombarded you with, you also have to make sure they're happy and they're achieving and they're getting that return on investment. And that can be quite hard when you haven't got something tangible. So a bit like what I was talking about earlier, if you're on a group coaching program, they know what they're going to achieve at the end of it. If they're part of a membership, they know what they're there for. With a mastermind, you have to make sure that they are happy, they're achieving, they're inspired, they're motivated, they are connecting, and that they are achieving. And all of those things are quite, that's a lot of stuff that you need to be doing. A lot of stuff you need to be doing. And that comes back to our cash model, the, everything that we do and that we talk about in UpHub is cash. We are supporting to achieve.
Absolutely, to level up your business with cash. And looking at all the coaches that we've worked with, we noticed a lot of coaches telling us like, hey, I would love to have a mastermind. I would love to, have my own monthly session and teach my members something every month, and have a mastermind complementary to it. But I just don't have the time for it. I just don't know the whole technical stuff. I want to make sure that they have an amazing experience, but I just want to do what I would do best, and that's coaching. I don't want to think about onboarding, and I don't want to think about technical stuff and all the time, and I don't want all that thing. And I just want to focus on what I do best. And that's actually how Tamsin and I got an amazing idea for what we call the Done For You Mastermind. And what it is we host a we host a mastermind, and on top of that, you can add your own personal coaching flavor. So imagine you having your own mastermind, but you don't have to spend all the time on that mastermind. We can provide the infrastructure. We can host the daily sessions, or the weekly sessions, the daily touch points with the members. And you can still, you can host a monthly session for yourself, for your members. You can host it weekly. You can do it daily, whatever it feels right for you. But you can know that you're doing what you love, while teach your members whatever it is that you teach them, while we make sure that your members are following up on it and doing the execution of it, so that you have not the triple whammy, but the double whammy. They learn something and they apply it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as I said, I was naive in how much time it would take us to set up a mastermind. I thought it was going to be easy. And the more members that we onboard who are part of a mastermind that has been put together quickly, they're coming to a mastermind where a lot of thought's been put in, that you have the strategies, you have the systems, you have that support, you show up consistently, and you make sure your people are achieving on a very, very, very low level. You are in their business, you know their business. We know our members' businesses inside and out. We know where they're going by the end of the year, and we'll make sure they do that. Like I said, we're not coaching them. That's what the coaches do. Our coaches are amazing. They sprinkle their magic, they weave their gold, they provide so much goodness. We just don't want to see that goodness not being executed, and that's why it works so well having that done for you mastermind.
Yeah. Now, one of the typical concerns that we hear about that is that coaches say, well, I would love to have a mastermind, but right now I have a community that's really small. So I would start with, if I started a mastermind right now, it would be with 2 or 3 people. And the great thing about UpHub is we work with hubs. It's right there in the name, which means that as a coach, you have your own hub within the whole UpHub ecosystem. So even if you have 2 members joining your mastermind within UpHub, those members will also become part of the whole UpHub community. So even if you bring in 2 people, they're already part of a much larger community. You still have your own private space. Your property, your IP stays your IP. The other members can't access that, but your members can have, their own corner and still easily connect with the other members. So they're not alone, or they're not just with 2 people.
Absolutely. It works well. That collaboration works really, really well. I'm all about collaboration. I'm all about building a connection with people, and that's how businesses grow, and that's how we as people evolve and enjoy what we do. So collaborations is certainly high up on my agenda, something that I talk about all the time with our members. So why better than to collaborate with us? But I really hope that we have we've helped answer some questions today. I hope that you have a clear understanding of the difference between a mastermind, a membership, and a group coaching program. Hopefully you know which one sits better within your business, and also what's right for your audience. And it's a really exciting journey to go on, whatever you decide to do. I think it's a really, really exciting journey and fabulous for your business, but it's got to be right for you, and it's got to fit right for you.
So we hope that we helped you gain more clarity and confidence today about masterminds, memberships, group programs, which one is the right one for you, and how to go about setting one up. I can imagine that we've bombarded you with a lot of information.
So much.
So, and that's okay. Think about it. Know that if after the session, or right now, if you're inspired and you're like, oh, that sounds amazing, yes, I would like to have one of those masterminds, or if you just want to ask a question or share your thoughts on this session, we offer a free 15 minutes Q&A call. You can book it directly using the link that's provided with this video, and we are happy to help you in any way we can to make sure that you find the right tribe. And if it's a mastermind, we can help you as well with finding the right process for you there too.
Absolutely. So if you, like Saskia says, we'd love to jump on a call with you. The link will be in the notes. Any question at all, it's a no obligation call. It's just to, you know, let's have a chat. Let's see how a mastermind could fit into your business, or if you have questions about group programs or memberships as well, you know, we can certainly help and have a conversation with you about that as well. We'd love to know what you decide. We'd love to know how you're going to take your next step on this journey, because it is a very, very exciting one. Our website link is just here. You can reach out to us through that. You can have a conversation with us through that. And also you can book a call with us, because we'd love to have a chat with you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for your time today. And we hope that we helped you a lot. And let us know what your thoughts were. Hope to speak to you soon.
Absolutely. And it's bye from me. And bye from Saskia.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.